Hi everyone, my name is Simon, founder of Aqualis Protocol, and I'm here today to show you a quick tutorial on how to use Aqualis Protocol to trade, dual yield, and participate in lending. So currently we're in our soft launch phase, which means we only support stablecoins trading, but our lending protocol already supports stables, wrapped ETH, Metis, and very soon it will also support Arch Metis, which is a Metis liquid staking token. Aqualis will be the first lending protocol on Metis to support an LST and stables in the same platform, allowing users to earn yield from the Metis decentralized sequencer and borrow stables at the same time. Ultimately, what makes Aqualis unique is our innovative dual yield mechanism, allowing users who deposit on the DEX to earn revenue from both trading and lending, allowing us to provide users objectively better yields without compromising on trading liquidity. So without further delay, let's check out the app. So let's have a look at the swap first. You can simply click on which stablecoin you want to trade from and which stablecoin you want to trade to. And if we have a look at the prices, we can see here that you can trade with very little price impact and very little slippage as well. So the average fee for Aqualis is actually 0.01%. This ranges between negative 0.02 to 0.04, allowing for a slight amount of variation between the fees to account for slight deviations from the peg for different stablecoins. So let's go ahead and do a trade right now. So I'm swapping here about 1,000 USDC for about 1,000 USDT. So while that's loading, please note that Aqualis is actually currently in the process of building a full-scale DEX, which will be very similar to Uniswap v2, but of course with the dual yield mechanisms as well. This will allow users to trade and deposit any crypto on Metis and earn both trading and lending yields on lending-enabled assets. So here you can see we've traded all of our USDC into USDT. So let's have a look at the deposit page. So since the Aqualis protocol is currently in a soft launch, we have put a deposit limit of $100,000, and currently we are sitting at 31,000 deposited. Here you can see the 7-day APY, which takes the average earnings over the past 7 days for our stable pool. Very quickly here, you can see I've deposited about $27.40 into here, and this is where you can withdraw your liquidity. Please do note though that when you add and withdraw liquidity, there is a very small fee associated with it, which can be seen here. And lastly, here you can see exactly how the stable pool is currently distributed, including how much of it is in the stable pool still, which is here, and also how much of it is in lending, which is here. So right now we've set a minimum of 30,000 stables in trading with a minimum rebalance amount of $3,000. So by adding 1,500 worth of liquidity, we should see an increase in lending. So let's try that live right now. Let's deposit all of our USDT. And you can see here there's a deposit fee of 29 cents. This fee is calculated as the same fee type as our trading, which means it gets redistributed to existing SP holders. And a portion of it is also goes into the protocol revenue, which is used to buy back and burn the Aqualis token. All right, so that should have just gone through. And if we have a look at the liquidity info now, we can see that the SP lending side has actually increased, which means there are stable coins in our lending platform that actually belongs to the stable pool. So let's have a look at lending. And as you can see here, this used to be zero, there's liquidity in here, but now we can see that there's $1,000 in USDC, $1,000 in USDT, and about $100 in DAI that came from the stable pool. So let's supply a little bit of Metis just as collateral so we can start borrowing a bit of stable coins. All right, that's just been approved, and let's supply. So once we supply the Metis, that means that we've supplied collateral, which means we can now borrow ETH or any other stable, any of the stables we have listed here. So let's borrow some USDT since it has the highest liquidity. To do this, we simply click onto the borrow tab. We click onto the borrow, and let's say I want to borrow the maximum amount, which is $3, to make sure that my lending is at a healthy health factor. All right, and now that is in the process of being confirmed. So at this stage of the protocol, our liquidation and LTV parameters are relatively conservative. So with a deposit of 0.5 Metis, users are only allowed to borrow $3 worth of stablecoins. Of course, if the price of Metis goes up, users will have more borrowing power, but as the price of Metis goes down, you will actually have less borrowing power. And you can see here that this is the limit of exactly how much I can borrow before my position becomes liquidated. And this is what we call the safe limit, which is the maximum you can borrow. So now you can see the USDT has a utilization of 0.2% and an APY of 0.01%. Although these numbers are very low at the moment, once we do the main launch, we do expect this to have similar numbers to existing lending platforms, which means users who deposit liquidity on trading will be able to actually earn from both trading and lending. For example, right now, this deposit done by the Stablepool is actually earning interest from the lending side while no trading is actually happening. So let's have a look at our other functions. So this is our staking. This is not live yet, but our token itself is live on Ethereum. Aqualis protocol has actually committed to buying back the AQL token from the open market using protocol revenue from trading and lending, which will be burned, and a portion of it will also be redistributed to existing stakers. Lastly, you can see our full portfolio on this page. So this page will be optimized over time to display more useful information based on the feedback of our community. But for now, you can see exactly how much assets you have deposited on our lending and how much you've borrowed from lending. And it currently does not have the Stablepool integrated, but it will once we have our SP staking, which is coming soon. The governance, where we can post governance proposals, will also be live once we have staking. Here you can see a few test proposals dating back as far as 3 years ago when we first started. All right, and if you want to learn more about the Aqualis protocol, please feel free to check out our documents, which can be accessed by pressing info or by simply typing in docs.aqualis.io. So that's all for now, folks. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact us on our Telegram, and please follow our Twitter for all of the most up-to-date information. Thanks for listening.